welcome to another Driving in the Macarthur. Today we're actually a static driving with a little bit of motion in the background with one of our sales reps from Canterbury Motors, Coen. How you doing, Coen?
Yeah, good, Scott. And yourself?
Going okay. We were just talking before we went live about the gaming chair and the setup in the background. So you do a bit of serious computer gaming of the night?
I don't think I'm good enough to say serious. I like to think so, but...
So you're at home at the moment, like most of our sales guys. Been that way for a couple of months now. How are you finding it?
Yeah, since the start of July. It's you forget what day it is, but it's I don't know. What do you do? What do you do?
What have you been doing to pass the time?
Watching a lot of movies, doing a bit of painting, playing video games.
What's the favourite video game at the moment?
Probably League of Legends.
And would you consider yourself good at it?
I like to think I'm probably a little bit better than average, but like average is still pretty bad.
So how long have you been with Wakelings for now?
I think about not quite 2.5 years, but it'd be pretty close. Started in, I was Holden and Mitsubishi when Holden was still there. Then went to used cars, then now in Hyundai, and I've been in Hyundai for, it'd almost be about 2 years now. And
at the dealership, you consider yourself, actually you are considered by your friends and colleagues as one of the funny men?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I reckon I'm the funniest bloke there for sure.
I think I've watched a few of your weekly updates for the cars on our social medias, and there's a bit of an aspiring actor in play there, or a comedian at least?
Yes, a little bit. Like it's a lot of the takes are listed. No, you can't say that. I'm like, oh come on, yeah, it's subtle jokes, but they I think they just fly a little bit above the radar. It's like you got to dial them down just a little bit.
Do you know of some offcuts that Alyssa has kept for you? Tell us a bit about yourself. So, where do you live?
Live in Liverpool. In Liverpool. So I've been stuck here. Grew up out at Pheasant's Nest, so Picton Tarmall way. But we went out to primary school out there, but then went to school, high school at St. Greg's. Year 12, went to uni for a couple of years, hated it, dropped out.
What were you doing at uni?
I was actually studying to be a doctor.
To
be a doctor.
Nice.
But I hated it, and my mate was doing door-to-door sales, and he was doing pretty well on it. I thought, well, if he can do it, I can do it. And then so I went and done that for probably all up about 5 or 6 years, and then after that got into cars.
So do you have pets?
I've got one pet. He's a little, I don't know, it's a tiny little rabbit hopping around. His name's Cheddar. He's the cutest little thing.
What do you do for hobbies and recreation normally?
Pretty much what I just been stuck doing now. Like, the only thing that's really changed is normally I'd go out on a weekend, hang out with mates, that kind of thing. But you're normally just painting, gaming, hanging around at home, really.
We've said painting a couple of times. When people hear painting, they might normally think of like household walls and ceilings and stuff. Is that what?
No. So I collect little like figurines. So I've got a few here. So little like kind of wargaming ones. That I paint. They don't start out like that. They start out like a whole bunch of like just grey kind of plastic that you cut out and put together and then paint. At some point, me and my friends will get together and have a game of it.
As a kid, I liked to paint little army characters. So when I've seen on your Facebook page that you're doing those models and figurines, I went, well, we might have something in common. So I went and bought some model sets. And this is one that I built last night. It's a little British soldier.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a guy with a machine gun. And like you and your friends, as a kid, what I did was I built on a chunk of wood, paper mache diorama sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you'd have little wars and battles with yourself and stuff. It was really cool. I started painting my little man before, and I don't quite have the patience that I used to. You must have pretty steady hands.
They're getting there. They're I used to be really impatient, and so like the painting was terrible. But lately I've just I kind of try to slow myself down, and like they're still not works of art, but they're getting a lot better.
What was your first car?
First car, it was actually a 2000. I think it was a 2008 Volkswagen Maxi Caddy.
Okay.
Yeah. So not your typical kind of car.
So who's the funniest person at the dealership you work with, apart from yourself, because you work with yourself?
Probably Rad, to be honest. Probably Rad. Like everyone's got their their points where they are super funny. But Rad is just consistently funny. Girls
asked you a question, and you gave a quote as an answer, which was, "I seen a place once."
Oh yeah, so it's I seen a plane once, and it's a Simpsons quote, and it's it's when they first meet Mr. Burns' son, and he's like, "Oh yeah, so what have you done with your life?" And he's like, "Yeah, I moved to somewhere. Oh, and I seen a plane once." And that was his whole life story. If you like, the little rabbits just come in. Give me
yes.
I'll pick him up.
Not little, quite big.
Little rascal. He thinks he runs the place.
Yeah, they always do. I've got a little dog inside at the moment that doesn't normally live inside, but she's lording it up.
Yeah.
Just reminded me when you showed, like, flash down, I'm actually wearing work clothes today, so you've got, you haven't got just underwear on. But did you wear your fancy socks?
Yes. So I've got one sock. Hang on, I'll try and lift it up. So I've got one sock.
Yeah.
It's like an otter drinking beer, and then the other one is a koala drinking beer.
I love it. I love crazy socks. Loving it. All right, good to see you, mate. Stay safe. We'll catch you. It's over. Be good. Thank you. See ya.
Hey guys, it's Coen here. Home and Away still haven't picked me up yet, so I'm here to bring you another team pick of the week.
One of the new features that Hyundai are putting across most of their new models is the remote start function. So you lock the car off the thing.
Right, gotta fix my socks. Or do I have them rolled up so people can see my socks? How should I have my hands? Like that? Now you've got plenty of arm room, aircon, and the power points down the... Oh, they're not power points. How do I put my hands? What do I put? Just... Yeah. Is my hair fixed up? Come down and see myself, Coen, at Camden Valley Motors. And remember, if you want to take a ride on the hassle-free highway, we're going with Coen.